Ada, Emeka wrote, I am coming to Umuoji. Not to your father's compound, that path, I fear, may be close to us now. But to you. Meet me at our stream, at our spot, 3 nights from when you receive this letter, at midnight. Come prepared to leave everything behind except what truly matters. I love you, Ada. If you are willing, we will build our future together, even if it means starting from nothing, far away from everything we have ever known. The choice is yours, my love. I will be there, waiting, whether you come or not. As Motsi is made his way back toward Umuoji, carrying this life-altering letter, Emeka began preparing for the most important journey of his life, a journey that would either unite him with Ada forever, or mark the painful end of everything they had hoped for. Back in Umuoji, preparations for the traditional marriage rites between Ada and Chief Okonkwo were already underway. The village had begun decorating for the upcoming ceremony, colorful fabrics were being hung across compound entrances, and the sound of wedding drums echoed faintly in the distance as musicians practiced for the celebration that everyone, except Ada, eagerly anticipated. Ada moved through her days like a ghost, present in body, but her heart and mind were entirely consumed by thoughts of Emeka and the letter she had sent through Motsi. Every day that passed without a response felt like an eternity, each tick of the clock bringing the wedding date closer and closer. Then, on the 4th day after Motsi's departure, Ada's younger brother, Obinna, slipped a folded paper into her hand during dinner, whispering, Motsi asks me to give you this. He said it's urgent. Ada's heart raced as she excused herself from the table, rushing to her room to read the letter in private. As she read Emeka's words, about meeting at the stream, about leaving everything behind, about building a future together no matter the cost, tears streamed down her face, a mixture of fear, hope, and overwhelming love. 3 nights. She had 3 nights to decide whether to follow her heart into an uncertain future, or to stay and accept the path her father had chosen for her. The journey back to Umuoji felt longer than Emeka remembered. Every mile the bus traveled seemed to stretch endlessly, each pothole and stop along the way testing his patience to its limit. Beside him sat Chibik, who had insisted on accompanying his cousin for support, and a small bag containing everything Emeka owned of value, his life savings, carefully wrapped in cloth and hidden beneath layers of clothing. They arrived at the outskirts of Umuoji late on the 3rd evening, the very night Emeka had asked Ada to meet him. Rather than entering the village directly, where word of his arrival might spread quickly and reach Chief Nwosu before he had a chance to see Ada, Emeka and Chibik took a longer route through the bush, arriving at the stream just before midnight. The stream looked exactly as Emeka remembered it, the same gentle sound of flowing water, the same mango tree standing tall beside it, its branches now heavy with fruit. Memories flooded back to him, the morning he fell into the water, the countless conversations he and Ada had shared under this very tree, the night they made their promise to each other. Emeka sat beneath the mango tree, his heart pounding with anticipation and fear. Chibik stood a short distance away, keeping watch. Minutes passed. Then an hour. The midnight hour came and went, and still, there was no sign of Ada. Doubt began to creep into Emeka's mind. Had Ada changed her mind? Had something happened to prevent her from coming? Had Motsi's letter not reached her in time? Before we go deeper, I would love to hear your point of view. If you were Ada, torn between everything you've ever known and the man you've loved since childhood, sitting in your room as the clock struck midnight, what would you have done? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Just as Emeka began to lose hope, he heard footsteps approaching through the bush, quiet, careful footsteps. His heart leaped. He stood up quickly, peering into the darkness. It was Ada. She emerged from the bushes, wrapped in a dark shawl, carrying a small bag. Her face, illuminated by the moonlight, showed traces of tears, but also something else, relief, perhaps, at seeing him standing there, exactly as he had promised. Emeka, she whispered, rushing toward him. They embraced tightly, holding each other as if afraid that letting go would mean losing each other forever. You came, Emeka said, his voice thick with emotion. I almost didn't, Ada admitted, pulling back slightly to look at him. My father, he has been watching me so closely. I had to wait until everyone was asleep, and even then, I was terrified someone would hear me leave. Ada, Emeka said, taking her hands in his, I need to ask you something, and I need you to think carefully before you answer. Are you sure about this? Leaving everything behind, your family, your home, everything you've ever known. It won't be easy. We'll have to start from nothing in a place where no one knows us. Ada looked into Emeka's eyes, and for the first time in months, a genuine smile broke through her tears. Emeka, I have been thinking about this every single day since I sent that letter. Yes, leaving my family will be hard. Yes, starting over will be difficult. But staying here, marrying a man I don't love, living a life that isn't truly mine, that would be a different kind of difficult. A kind of difficulty that would slowly kill the person I am inside. She took a deep breath before continuing. Emeka, I choose you. I choose us. Whatever comes, we will face it together. Relief and joy flooded through Emeka. He pulled Ada into another embrace, this time lifting her slightly off the ground, both of them laughing softly through their tears, laughter that echoed, faintly, the laughter from years ago when they first met at this very stream. We need to move quickly, Chibik said, approaching them. There's a vehicle waiting on the main road, about a 30-minute walk from here. The driver agreed to take us to the train station in Enugu before dawn. From there, we'll head to Lagos. The plan was simple but risky: leave Umoji under cover of darkness, travel to Enugu, then take the first available train to Lagos. By the time anyone in Umoji noticed Ada's absence, likely not until morning, they would already be far away, with Lagos's vast population providing the perfect place to disappear and start anew. As they began making their way through the bush toward the main road, Ada paused for a moment, looking back toward Umoji, toward the only home she had ever known, toward her family, her father, everything familiar and comfortable. Are you all right? Emeka asked gently, noticing her hesitation. Ada took a deep breath, then turned back to face him, determination replacing the momentary uncertainty in her eyes. Yes, she said firmly. I'm ready. Let's go. The 30-minute walk to the main road felt like the longest journey of their lives. Every sound in the bush, every rustle of leaves, every distant animal call, sent jolts of fear through them, fear that they had been discovered, that Chief Nwosu's men were already searching for them. But they reached the main road safely, where Chibik's friend, a young man named Oki who drove a rickety old Peugeot 504, was waiting exactly as promised. Quickly, get in, Oki urged, glancing nervously up and down the dark road. As the car pulled away from Umoji, heading toward Enugu, Ada looked out the window at the village disappearing into darkness behind them. A part of her felt a pang of sadness. She was leaving behind her parents, her younger brother Obinna, the only life she had ever known. But a larger part of her felt something she hadn't felt in months: hope. Hope for a future where she and Emeka could finally be together, openly and freely, without fear, without secrets, without anyone standing between them. They reached Enugu just as the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon. At the train station, they purchased tickets for the earliest train to Lagos, using money from Emeka's savings. As they boarded the train, finding seats near a window, Emeka took Ada's hand in his. We did it, he said softly, still somewhat in disbelief. We did, Ada replied, leaning her head against his shoulder, exhaustion and relief washing over her in equal measure. As the train began to move, carrying them away from Enugu toward Lagos, toward their new life together, neither Emeka nor Ada could have predicted what awaited them back in Umoji that morning, when Chief Nwosu would discover his daughter's disappearance. The wedding drums that had been practicing for Ada's marriage to Chief Okonkwo would soon fall silent, replaced by something far more dangerous, a furious father's determination to find his daughter and bring her back, by any means necessary.